This is Musings and Counsel from London Baker Law with Debbie London Baker.
Let's talk about directives, medical directives. Right. How does that work?
So medical directives for adults are the same kind of idea, right? Again, right now I've got a woman who's in the hospital on an emergency basis. She's divorced, but her spouse was named as her health care surrogate. So we're assuming that that right did not sunset when they divorced, so he can speak. But you want to have somebody you trust appointed to be able to talk to your doctors and make healthcare decisions for you if need be. Again, not likely to happen like when you're really young, but if you don't have that, doctors will proceed as they see fit, or they're not able to proceed without permission. If you're in a coma and somebody can't give permission, what do you do now? Healthcare surrogates, really important. Living wills, really important. What do you want to have happen at the end of life as is medically determined to be approaching? And we all know people, unfortunately, who age does not discriminate against that. Young children with cancer, young adults with cancer.
It happens, yep. Car accidents.
Car accidents.
And we talk on this show with attorneys like, Stacy Kemp is on here, is a sponsor of the show, of course, but PI is a big deal because there's so many accidents, and so many of them are unfortunately fatal in this market. And there's no saying, there's no telling at what age that can happen. I want to say that something about wills. People who think, why would I have a will? Why would an 18-year-old have a will? Why would I have a will? Here's what I learned about wills. To your example, if something happens and somebody dies as a result of an accident or something like that, you need an estate to collect the settlement. So, this is another great point right there.
Pretty morbid, but it's a great point because it gives the family a vehicle. And right now, people who have Camp Lejeune cases, I have a potential client right now who needs a formal administration done to create the vehicle for when she gets a settlement that can collect the money. Otherwise, there's no place to give the money to.
Right. And these are all real topical kinds of things. Real situations. We're chatting right now with Debbie Baker. She's attorney Debbie Baker of London Baker Law. Of course, you can find out more about how to get in touch with Debbie at londonbakerlaw.com. We're talking probate, estate planning, all this kind of stuff. Every time we have you on the show, it should be a great wake-up call for our listeners. You mentioned beneficiaries. I'm looking at our show notes here this morning to make sure. What about our state's estate tax laws? The state of Florida estate tax laws. So, is there an estate tax in the state of Florida?
No, there's not an estate tax in the state of Florida. Estates are only for Florida are only taxed by the federal government, and right now the the individual limit is $11.6 million, which is 23.2 per couple. Might even be a little higher. That will go down substantially, supposed to go down substantially at the end of 2025. If you have an estate of any, $1 million, you want to be careful because if it goes down to $600,000 a person, you want to be sure you're protected. You've got time to do that, but there is no estate tax in Florida. There are
other states, of course, and you need to look into that.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this half hour just went like gangbusters, like a car on the Howard Franklin, flying on by. And Debbie, I love having you on the show, and I can't wait to have you back again. If you're listening to the show right now and you're prompted to want to get your life in order in the event that something happens to you, even if maybe you don't pass, but you have some medical needs that push you into having family members or friends have to make decisions on your behalf, you got to have all this stuff in order. Contact London Baker Law.
This has been Musings and Counsel from London Baker Law. Learn more at londonbakerlaw.com. Thanks for listening.